If we close our eyes, perhaps we can smell cedar, blackcurrant, and, ooh, a hint of moss.
Sorry, I had no idea it was going to be this dry.
The wine or the lecture?
You there. Is there something you want to share with the rest of the class?
Just how much we love this Zinfandel, particularly the mossiness.
I'm glad you approve. We'll now move on to the Cabernet. As you can see, the acidity is more modest.
Tastes a little arrogant to me.
Is there something amusing about the Cabernet?
No, I'll buy a case.
2 cases.
What the hell? How much for everything? See the look on his face? He was gonna have us arrested.
Perhaps if you weren't always getting us in trouble.
Not always.
On Saturday, you got us thrown out of the museum.
Well, why have a big bed like that if you don't want people to test it out?
Belonged to Queen Victoria. You didn't also buy the museum, did you?
Didn't think about it. Would have been worth it just to be able to do it with you on that bed. Too forward?
I like forward.
Truth be told, these last 3 dates have been an exercise in not ripping your clothes off.
Well, what's been stopping you?
Well, it's not like we know each other all that well.
So where'd you grow up?
Paris and Geneva. First pet?
Chewbacca. The goldfish. First boyfriend?
Xavier Smith, a Duke.
Duke.
Oh, yeah. Or Viscount. Don't put you in security, stunk in bed.
College?
Sarah Lawrence, BU. Johnson and Wales. Emerson, that semester at sea. I get restless. You?
UCLA. Stanford Law.
Ooh, smarty pants. Sexy.
If you want me, baby, come over here and let me take you by the hand.
Fully solar-powered automobile, combining all of the qualities you've come to expect from Desire. Superior technology, unparalleled luxury. The Helios Desire, new for 2049. Step into the light.
Invention can change the world. That she would be the one to give us the greatest invention of the 21st century. Cold fusion, the miracle that gives us safe, renewable, waste-free nuclear energy. Today, I have the honor of announcing this year's Nobel Peace Prize, my friend, our inspiration, Jenny Clark.
What are you doing?
What? I'm clapping at you, because you look so good.
It's 6:20 in the morning with no makeup.
Yeah, you look amazing. I mean, seriously, one of the top 10 nights of my life. Jen?
Which part of waiting room you don't understand? Very sorry. This patient have problem with brain. It's broken and Dr. Chen can no fix. What that?
They were giving away free chai lattes at the Eastern Wellness Clinic down the block. You want some?
Was it crowded?
Yeah.
Dr. Lee probably using 2-for-1 deal on ancient Chinese medicine.
Who's Dr. Lee?
Heck, no moral fiber. We study under Nohachi together.
Nohachi, the dark arts guy?
Say it a little louder, why don't you? What are you doing here anyway?
I just wanted to say thank you for the Ashley introduction. She's amazing.
Got laid. About time, bro.
Thanks. I mean, it's pretty great. For the first time since the sold-out George Michael concert in my living room, I'm a regular guy.
Except for the fact you're not.
I know. Hey, a woman from the future got given the Nobel Peace Prize outside my apartment today. I got Patty researching it already. I wanted to say thank you. I owe you one. Yeah.
You can pay Dr. Chen back by making appointment for change.
Hey, how's it going finding future Nobel laureate Jenny Clark?
About how you'd expect it to go with 29 Jenny, Jennifer, and Jay Clarks all in the Bay Area. That's 29 unbelievably awkward cold calls.
Let me narrow it down for you. Jenny would be in her early 20s and some sort of physicist.
Oh, that narrows it right down.
You look beautiful today, Patty. That color suits you.
You finally got yourself some. I was wondering if you'd taken a vow of chastity.
Just find Jenny for me, okay?
He got himself some.
Have you thought about my offer?
For a full 3 seconds.
Daddy?
You're not asking for a pony, Taylor. No amount of daddy can convince me to let you represent me in my divorce. But I'd sooner represent myself than let my daughter sue her own stepmother.
At least then your attorney would be discreet. Look, I don't think you want everyone knowing how much the new firm is costing you personally.
Diane Cuthbert is the very soul of discretion.
And I've beat her in court at least 6 times.
Look, I'm sorry to have to play this card, but I'm starving and I'm moody and my pants are being held together by a rubber band. Now, you call Diane and tell her I'm taking over or no baby pictures for you.
Okay, calm down.
That's right, Dad. Fear the hormones.
Eli, is there a Nobel Prize in Googling?
You found her?
Jennifer Ann Clark got her degree in molecular biology at Princeton.
I'm not licensed to practice law in New Jersey. You sure there's no one local?
Well, there's Janelle Clark living in Plainview, but she's not exactly a physicist. She's a college dropout who works at the workbench. The home improvement store?
Maybe I have the wrong address. I'm looking for Jenny Clark.
What, am I late on my Netflix bill or something?
No, Is there any reason that you might need an attorney?
Aside from some dorky guy in a suit harassing me?
Right. Okay, looks like I'm on my way to New Jersey. Sorry to trouble you.
Oh my God, who are you? What did you tell them?
What's going on?
Janelle Clark?
Tommy Lee Jones?
Placing you under arrest, Miss Clark. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney.
He has one. It's me. What's he being charged with?
Alleged terrorist activity.
What?
Come on.
Doesn't exactly look like John Walker Lynn.
That didn't stop her from building a nuclear bomb in her backyard.
Thanks for coming. And no problem. I was just thinking how my day could use a good body cavity search. What's this? I thought we represented terrorists.
Accused terrorist. Falsely.
The FBI found some nuclear materials at her home.
What?
All legal purchases from a place called the Workbench.
So what, you get a 10% employee discount on yellow cake uranium?
Hilarious.
Let's see, she had in possession hundreds of smoke detectors, glow-in-the-dark clocks.
Nothing illegal about that.
Most have been dissected of their radioactive materials. That's illegal. They're on the charge of attempting to build a weapon of mass destruction, and I think she's relocating off the coast of Cuba.
I was not building a bomb.
We know. You're working on developing a safe form of nuclear energy. Cold fusion.
Cold fusion? That'd be pretty major.
So major that whoever was working on it probably wouldn't want to talk about it.
Or they're a whack job, which is why they're working in a shed instead of a lab in the first place.
He's right, which means you'll have to testify.
Sure, I'll testify. When pigs can fly faster than the speed of light, in effect, slowing time so that when they return to Earth, they'll find out that hell has frozen over.
Our problems are solved. By otters? Sea otters. This is the perfect charity for you to champion. Look, aren't they cute? The population's been declining for years. Many blame the oil pollution, so it's great PR for you
I'm
to...
not interested in PR, Maggie. All I want is to take some of the money my father made from raping the environment and give it back to the environment.
I didn't know environmental rape was funny.
A text message from this guy I'm dating. Wants to take me to dinner tonight. Let me just... So Max, you know how you used to work at Weathersby, Posner and Klein before it was just Posner and Klein?
Yeah.
Did you know this guy there, Eli Stone?
Of course, why?
He's the guy I'm dating.
It's great. So great. No, he's great. Are you guys, serious?
Please. I don't even commit to a pair of shoes for more than a month. I don't do serious. But he's fun. Or was fun until this morning.
What happened?
So, I'm fast asleep.
At your house? By yourself?
His. When I hear this clapping from the terrace, I go out and there's Eli in his underwear applauding. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm good in bed, but I have never gotten a standing ovation before.
Maybe it was...
A side effect of his aneurysm.
He told you that?
Maggie, it was all over the local news last year.
Right, yeah. Did he tell you anything else?
There's more?
Eli's just a little different. He's special.
Well, I'm not sure I'm so into special, but I'm not bored yet. And he is cute and quite enthusiastic between the sheets. I think I'll keep him around a little longer.
You can't be serious. My client's financial circumstances have changed.
This may sound greedy to you, Taylor, but Jordan changed. You admitted it yourself. You're not the same man I married. You don't care about the things he did, our house, our possessions, our social obligations. Me? You have any idea what that's like?
Ellen, I'm sincerely sorry. I never intended to hurt you.
I just want to keep the life I know. The club, the house, our friends.
Those things cost money, Ellen. The kind of money he doesn't have anymore.
Mrs. Weathersby and your client had an implicit understanding about the lifestyle he was offering when she married him. He wants to give that lifestyle up, that's fine, but it's not her midlife crisis.
She's supposed to support his decision.
And he's supposed to support her, which is why, as well as the house, we're seeking alimony in this amount.
You might want to inform your client that she didn't marry a Saudi prince.
It's what she deserves.
Thank you.
We'll take your request under advisement and reconvene later in the week. In the meantime, I'll advise my client of his legal rights as well as his common sense. On a personal note, I'm ashamed of you.
Until you've walked in my shoes, you have no right to judge me.
Fine, I'll have my father buy me a pair of $600 Chanel flats before our next meeting.
Central location, views of downtown, ice cream store downstairs. This might be a good time to remind you that I'm the guy that got the hospital to pay you all that money.
Best thing that ever happened to me. Now when I get out of bed in the morning, I'm actually excited.
There's nothing better than a life change that isn't aneurysm motivated.
Oh my God. You finally let the little attorney out of his briefs.
Oh, you read the ad I took out?
Things are going pretty good with Ashley, huh?
It's like the man upstairs made a bookkeeping error in my favor.
You're gonna have to tell Beth all about it when you come to dinner. You're still coming, right?
Of course. Oh, 1 second.
Where is my brother, and why has he been replaced by a 12-year-old girl?
Why did I never text before?
Have you told her?
She knows about the aneurysm.
Hey, what about the George Michael Levin talking to God weirdo part?
I was thinking of telling her tonight, in fact.
You know, Eli, I'm not sure that's such a good idea.
I'm not ashamed of it anymore, Nate. I want to start our relationship without any secrets.
So you're telling me that you're like Spider-Man?
Except I don't catch supervillains, I win trials.
Because the visions tell you what cases to take.
You see? You get it already. I mean, some people you have to explain that a couple of times. But some people, think it's a gift.
Jewelry is a gift. You just told me you work for God.
Shouldn't I told you? I thought that you would think it was weird in a cool way, but horrified I wasn't prepared for.
I'm not horrified. I'm just a little overwhelmed. It's a lot.
What are the chances that you forget all about this without getting hit over the head with something heavy?
Dude, what'd I tell you about the barging?
Sorry, you with a patient?
Sadly, no.
Good, because this is an emergency.
Just wading through my ever-enlarging stack of
I told
bills.
Ashley about my visions, and she called me special. It's not a good sign.
You can't just drop a bomb like that.
Well, why did you set me up with somebody who wouldn't be open to knowing the whole truth about me?
Because no one sane would be open to that after 4 dates, Eli.
Grace was.
She doesn't count. She was the female you. I set you up with Ashley because she's the opposite of you.
The opposite of me.
Yes. Fun.
Let me clarify. What I'm after here is some advice on how to make Ashley not think of me as a complete nut job.
Then go back in time and don't tell her. And while you're back there, tell me not to go into the smoothie business. Waste of money that was.
You're cranky today, and more unhelpful than usual. Things really that bad with the practice?
They're not good. Meanwhile, Dr. Lee's got lying around the block.
Well, maybe Dr. Lee gets better dating advice than you do.
Or because Dr. Lee actually charges the crackpots who come in looking for her.
Ellen knows how vulnerable my dad is right now. He's under so much stress. It's one thing that she filed for divorce. It's another thing that she did it to him now. What do you think? This makes me look fat, right?
No, I think it's the pregnancy that does that. But the pregnancy also makes you glow.
I look like a boat.
A beautiful pregnant boat.
So what do you think I should do?
About the dress?
About Ellen.
Oh, I don't know. A couple times I met her, she seemed pleasant enough, and I always thought you two had a great relationship.
We had a fine relationship. We've been perfectly friendly and civil for 20 years, but it's not like she ever replaced my mother.
Oh, you mean the woman who abandoned you when you were 14?
Shut up. I look like a fire hydrant.
Beautiful, pregnant fire hydrant. All I'm saying is, you've known this woman for 20 years. If she's being so unreasonable, don't drag it out in court. Don't humiliate her or your dad. Just go talk to her, you know? Work something out.
You know, I hate it when you're right.
That's why I rarely am.
After a tip from one of her co-workers, we went to the defendant's home, specifically the trailer park where she lives. We had a search warrant properly issued under the Patriot Act.
And what, if anything, did your search uncover?
A lead-lined shed. Inside, we found hundreds of smoke alarms, glow-in-the-dark clocks, all of which had been stripped of their nuclear materials.
And in your expert opinion, why would someone isolate nuclear material like that?
The only purpose would be for the construction of a radiological dispersal device, colloquially known as a dirty bomb.
Usually, a dirty bomb combines radioactive material with conventional explosive devices. When you searched my client's shed, did you find any such devices?
No.
Did you find any plans or diagrams or journal entries which included schematics for building such a bomb?
No.
But you did find her notebook.
We found a spiral notepad with crude mathematical formulas and diagrams.
Sounds threatening.
Our experts are still going over the notation.
So it's possible Jenny was working on something else, something beneficial to the world, like experiments on nuclear energy.
She is a 22-year-old college dropout who's a cashier at work.
Einstein developed his theory of relativity while working as a patent clerk.
Einstein didn't expose his neighbors, nor certainly himself, to significant physical harm by having unlicensed, illegal nuclear materials in his backyard.
I know exactly where I'd like to stick those nuclear materials.
Yeah, I don't think that'll help your case. As it is, the jury sees you as the female Ted Kaczynski.
Kaczynski? That guy was a hack. Have you ever seen his work? Shoddy.
Jenny, the problem here is, unless you take the stand, the jury is not going to think of you as anything other than a crackpot.
I don't care what people think.
Well, you should, because these 12 people can put you in prison. And I think you do care what people think, otherwise you wouldn't be so scared. But you don't have to be. Look, you have a brilliant mind, a once-in-a-generation mind. You just have to let people see it.
I'm not wearing a dress.
Isn't it against the law or something for you to talk to me without my attorney being here? We have a previous relationship. We're friends, Ellen. It's a little late to play that card, don't you think? Actually, with so much tension lately, I can't think of a better time. You're starting to show. You look beautiful. Thank you. I always envied pregnant women. Never was one myself, obviously. Your father didn't want any more children. And now it's just me. And I know that must be hard for you. But Ellen, he can't afford what you want him to pay. There are tons of things I'm sure your father could part with. The Picasso, the Tiffany lamps. He's by no means broke. He's starting a new company. His assets are limited. I'm sorry, Taylor, but I won't fall for that. I can show you the books. I will not let him do the same thing to me he did to your mother. What are you talking about? When Jordan left Susan for me, he hid his assets in offshore accounts. And then he hired the best divorce attorney his hidden money could buy and had your mother declared incompetent to parent based on financial instability, so he got full custody. I don't believe you. I wouldn't expect you to. But that's how Jordan was in those days. He protected what he loved at any cost. My mother left us because she didn't want the burden of raising a daughter when she was starting her new life. Only after your father destroyed her old one.
You keep dropping by like this, people are going to start to think you're coming back to work here.
So, things won't always be this awkward between us, right? Because before everything else, we were friends. Good friends.
I'm so glad to hear you say that. Let's be friends again.
So, friend, I hear you're dating Ashley Cardiff.
What? Is it on TMZ or something?
She's a client of mine. Small world.
Yeah, it is.
I think she's fantastic. Cool, fun. I mean, obviously, it was a little weird at first.
I don't think you have to worry. I'm not sure we're dating anymore.
You're not?
I told her about my visions.
Why'd you do that?
I'm an idiot?
If it's any consolation, it's probably for the best.
What do you mean?
I happen to know that Ashley is not looking for anything serious. And, well, you're a serious person with serious responsibilities. It could be a bad combo.
You didn't say anything to her about me, did you?
I told her you were special.
Ah, that's code for weirdo. No wonder she acted strangely when I told her about my visions. You had her primed to think that I'm crazy town.
Well, why did you tell her about your visions in the first place? You've had 3 dates.
4.
Oh, right, I forgot. 3rd date, sex. 4th date, tell her you're a prophet.
You're not exactly facing this objectively.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you're obviously a little jealous.
All I did was protect you. All I ever do is protect you. But you know what, Eli? I take it back. I don't think you're special. I think you're an ass.
Jenny, could you tell us what you use this notebook for?
Jotting down thoughts I have, math stuff, physics formulas, occasional song lyric.
I took this notebook to Professor Blanchard, head of the physics department at Stanford.
I didn't say you could do that. But then what's mine is yours.
He was very impressed.
Objection, hearsay.
I have a supporting affidavit, Your Honor. If Mr. Pelfrey wants to cross Dr. Blanchard, he can.
Overruled.
Dr. Blanchard said that some of the formulas in this book use some of the most advanced mathematics and innovative reasoning he's ever seen. He also said that there was no discussion of anything remotely weapon-like.
Well, duh. I wasn't building anything weapons and mass destruction-ish.
Then what were you using the nuclear materials for?
It's complicated.
Dumb it down for me as much as you can.
Well, I was riffing on the idea of creating a controlled alpha multiplication device, combining the design elements of a radioisotope thermoelectric generator and a nuclear pulse propulsion technology to create a low-energy nuclear reaction. I hadn't quite figured it out yet.
Thank you. Do you see any practical purpose for this kind of technology in the future?
If I get it right, it could be useful in getting some traction on cold fusion.
Cold fusion. Reading from Dr. Blanchard's affidavit, Jenny's may be the most significant contribution toward a carbon-free energy economy since we first split the atom.
That's nice. But the point is, not a bomb.
Not a bomb. Thank you. Think of profit as a schmancy title, like Duke or Viscount.
It's an interesting perspective.
What is a Viscount, anyway?
I don't know. Half a count?
I mean, most of the time, I'm just completely normal. Let me prove it to you. Come to dinner tonight at my brother's.
I don't know. I'm supposed to go to this benefit.
Please come. I mean, you'll love Nate and his fiancée, Beth. She's the best. 3 of you can make fun of me all night.
Guess I could just send a check.
Great. Well, I'll see you later.
Bye.
Yes.
You ready?
Keith, I've got mojo, and it's rising. I'm gonna kick some serious ass. I can feel it.
Okay, you're frightening me now.
Jenny, do you have friends or family you discuss your experiments with?
It's not any of their business.
Outside of your experiments, do you have any hobbies? You go see movies? So basically, you're a genius recluse who hates the establishment.
Objection, relevance.
I see what you're trying to paint me as. I'm not a Unabomber.
Sustained. You know, I'm curious. There are other places you could have done your experiments, safer places. Could have applied for a job with the government, an energy company. I'm sure they'd all be interested in your work.
They'd be interested in squashing my invention to make sure that the world remained dependent on oil forever. My father worked for the auto industry his entire life. In 1979, he designed an engine that could get 59 miles to the gallon. Want to know why you never read about it in the New York Times? Government and big oil killed it. And it killed him. So, you can call me a terrorist, you can call me any other names you can think of. But it all boils down to this. You've arrested me because I refuse to play by a system that squashes innovation, civil liberties, and science.
I want a conference with counsel.
Your Honor, I'm not done with my crossing.
Now, clear the courtroom, please.
All rise.
This is what I know. This girl wasn't building a weapon of any kind of destruction.
Thank you, Judge.
But she was also in possession of some very nuclear materials, no matter how legally obtained.
Which is why I'll drop the WMD charges if she pleads to the max on the possession.
It's 25 years. She's a kid, a brilliant scientist.
Yes, whose brilliance might just blow up the neighborhood. She's admitted to possessing the materials, so the only plea you've got left is jury nullification.
Which I won't permit in my courtroom. And that presents us both with a dilemma, Mr. Stone. I don't want to be the judge that puts the next Einstein in prison. You've got an Einstein who very clearly broke the law.
She won't agree to serve any jail time, Your Honor, and I could not, in good conscience, convince her to.
Well, you're also very smart, Mr. Stone. Figure something out.
I'm sure there's an explanation. It must be traffic. Maybe she's stuck in an elevator with no cell service.
Oh, come on, Beth hasn't been on time a day in her life. And now I'm gonna go check on the lasagna before it burns.
I'm just so sorry she missed Ben.
Oh, don't worry. You got to stay up an hour past his bedtime. As far as he's concerned, the night's a success. Ash is a very lucky woman, Eli. You're a catch.
Oh, yeah? How come you never returned my calls after our night at college?
It was your first time. Our night was a little more like 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
Is that her? When do we eat?
She's not coming.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Let's go get something with a little more kick than wine.
Wait. I'll get it for you.
Huh? What is this?
Nothing. Those are nothing. Don't look at them because they're not even there.
Oh, I'm having a vision then. Of plane tickets to Vegas. One with my name on it. Why am I going to Vegas next weekend?
Because we're eloping.
Eloping?
Yeah, look, I didn't want you to find out this way, but...
Well, there's no bad way to find that out. Oh, my God. That is amazing. This is incredible.
You avoiding me? Cancel our lunch. I haven't seen you all day. Difficult feat in our half-empty firm. Something the matter?
I just got off the phone with your former divorce attorney.
Those conversations never put a smile on my face either.
He confirmed what Ellen told me about what you did to my mother.
Taylor, whatever you're thinking, it's more complicated.
All these years, you let me think the worst of her. That she was a mother who would run out on her child.
She did run out.
After you forced her out with your lies and manipulation.
Taylor.
I virtually had no relationship with my own mother. That's affected every single aspect of my life.
I admit I wasn't a great person
back then. That's why I'm working so hard to change now.
Thanks for admitting it.
But I begged her to stay and maintain a relationship with you.
Please, just go, Dad. Just go.
This is unexpected. Are you real? I'm prone to hallucinating.
I wanted to apologize in person. Standing you up was rude and mean. It's not who I am. I was going to come. I had my coat on and everything. But then I just started to think about what it means to date someone with so much baggage. Well, I'm just not a...
Baggage handler.
It might sound shallow, but I'm not a serious person.
Things are not serious with me all the time.
You have a life-threatening condition that causes you to see things. That's serious. You're a great guy. And we had a lot of fun, but I can't pretend that this is normal. I'm sorry.
Actually made an appointment. Must be serious. Oh boy. She dropped you like a bad habit, didn't she?
Like baggage, actually. Turns out Ashley's more the carry-on luggage type.
Okay. Huh? Good riddance, then.
This isn't exactly the warm shoulder to cry on I was hoping for.
Look, I know you're hurting, and it sucks. But the fact is, if Ashley can't handle who you are, you're better off without her.
I don't exactly connect with a different woman every week, Frank. I want to,
Connect?
I want to not be alone.
Last week you said you weren't.
Well, the truth is, I'm lonely. And I don't think it's fair that I get to see other people's futures, you know? Like knowing that my client is going to overcome a lifetime of rejection and loneliness and win the Nobel Prize. I want someone to tell me that my life is going to change too.
It wasn't in your dad's journal, Eli.
You've been able to show me the future before.
A possible future.
With that dark arts thing?
Look, Eli, I told you I wouldn't use the Nurhachi technique on you again. It's dangerous, mentally and physically, particularly to someone with your condition. Everybody else doesn't know their destiny, Eli.
Everybody else doesn't have the responsibilities I do, and they're not alone because of them.
You're not alone because of your calling, Eli. You're alone because you haven't found the right person yet.
You won't show me if I will?
I won't perform a dangerous procedure on you just to help you with your love life. No.
Wow. Seen guys who just got sentenced to the gas chamber who look better.
Yeah. Bad night. I figured since there's nothing I can do to stop my life from sucking, I may as well look for a way to help our client.
Any luck?
No. Jenny's supposed to win the Nobel Prize in 40 years, but I can't see how spending 25 of them etching formulas onto the wall with the back of a toothbrush is going to help her invent cold fusion.
Maybe she doesn't. I mean, you said sometimes your visions don't come out the way you think, right? So.
Thanks. That's just the lightning bolt of optimism I needed.
Sorry. It's just, I don't think we're going to figure out cold fusion in 400 years, much less 40.
According to the Journal of Science?
According to Irving Wallander, the world expert on cold fusion. Experimental Physical Sciences Director at Los Alamos.
Irving Wallander. Why is that name familiar?
The greatest invention of the 21st century, cold fusion.
He's the one who gives Jenny the Nobel Peace Prize.
So, who's the nerd?
Irving Wallander. He's basically the legitimate version of you.
I read your notebook.
Who hasn't? It's like a J.K. Rowling novel at this point.
It was impressive. So impressive, in fact, that I put in a call to some friends in the AUSA's office.
Dr. Wallander's getting all the charges against you dropped.
So what? Do I have to sleep with him or something?
No. Just come work for me.
Los Alamos is the most prestigious nuclear research institute in the country.
Then why don't you go work for him?
You guys give us a minute?
I'm sorry, sometimes I forget that when you've got an IQ north of 150, people sometimes don't understand what you tell them. So let me put it to you in one-syllable words. I will not go work for the man.
You either go work for the man, or he sends you to prison. Which would you rather do? Would you rather make license plates, or history.
I don't care about history.
I don't think that's true, Jenny. I think that you want people to know what you can do, what your family can do. You think people won't listen to you now? Imagine how receptive they're going to be when you're an ex-con.
They don't deserve to know then.
Really? What about those people in Bangladesh or Alexandria, Egypt, whose homes might wash away when the ice caps melt? I'm sure the polar bears didn't do much to piss you off. You really be that selfish?
You wouldn't understand.
Believe me, I do. I understand that you have a gift. But a gift is something that is given. You don't own it. The world does. The world is asking you to use it. And you don't get to say no. No matter how much you might want to.
As you can see, we've conceded on the house, the alimony, and the car. The only thing my client requests is the retention of the artworks purchased during the marriage.
I'll have my office drop the paperwork.
Taylor, can we talk?
Wrong time, wrong place, Dad.
Thank you. It was Jordan's decision. Jordan's, not your father's. The last thing I ever wanted is to cause a rift between you and your dad. All you did was tell me the truth, Ellen.
Honestly, I should be thanking you.
Taylor, you are, and you always have been, your dad's whole world. Don't forget that.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, bye.
You okay?
I'm good. I just won my case. Well, sort of. Charges dropped. Client's got a new job.
That's great. That's great. Some good news, right?
Yeah, Ashley dumped me.
Oh, man.
That's what I get for letting my acupuncturist be my matchmaker. Still, don't worry. I mean, I'm gonna be fine. I got a wedding in Vegas to look forward to.
So you'll be there?
You kidding? I'm not gonna let getting dumped by some heiress prevent me from being the best man to the best man that I know.
Oh, I hope that phrase isn't making it into your toast.
I wouldn't rule it out.
Family is everything. You are my family, and I can't let you just ignore me. I can't.
Dad.
You're going to be a mother, Taylor, a parent, and there are things in your past you'll be ashamed for your child to learn. What I did to your mother was unforgivable. But there was a context. It was a divorce, a bitter one. Both sides behaved badly. I didn't want to be a weekend father. I wanted you to live with me, and your mother was flighty and difficult. It wasn't hard to show that in court, and in my opinion, the fact that she left proves it. I was hoping you would accept my apology.
This was my mother. And I don't know what it's going to take to get over this, but I know an apology isn't enough.
How can I help you today?
You're Dr. Lee?
Yes? My father was half Chinese.
What's with all the Asian acupuncturists not being Asian?
Excuse me?
Nothing. Sorry.
So, how can I help you? Let me guess. Acid reflux. Insomnia.
Insomnia is part of it. This is gonna sound strange. I recently had a form of acupuncture done on me called the Dark Truth.
Never heard of it.
Really, I think Nahachi would be pretty disappointed to hear that. You being a student of his and all.
The Dark Truth is not exactly on my standard list of services. I haven't done it in years. Plus, it's dangerous.
I'll pay.
I don't know.
How does $1,000 sound? I'll be fine. I've done it before.
Then you know the experience can be unpredictable. I can't just dial up whichever future you dictate.
I know.
You're the customer. I warn you, this hurts.
Yeah, not as much as not knowing.
I'm so sorry, Nate. I
can't marry you.
I'm so sorry.
Beck.
No.